right, cool. All right, welcome to another episode of Socially Unsociable here, and we got our same host, our three monkey men number two here. You got me, Chris, because we have no numbers, and we got John, who also
Hi.
doesn't have a number. So monkey man undefined. But on this episode, we also have a guest, our first guest of the show, Bunny. How are you? Introduce yourself.
I'm good. As you know, my name is Bunny, so yeah, I'm terrible at
Right,
intros.
that's valid. And as usual on the show, I don't want to say as always because it's not every time, but Monkey Man number two already has some topics. Obviously, so I'm gonna throw it to Monkey Man number two so he can one give off his little intro and also tell us what his topic for this episode is.
Give off his
Uh,
little intro.
Hello, everybody. I am Monkey Man number two. I have no name, despite what you may or may not have heard in previous episodes. But yes, today we have a special episode where we explore. I guess we're going to explore this first topic: phone sex etiquette. Now, does anybody want to take a gander at what I mean by that?
I mean, uh,
That's kind of broad, actually. I mean, you could mean sexting, you could mean actual phone calls, you could technically mean FaceTime. Which one are you
So,
referring to, or is it all three?
you know what? All of the above, right? So I was having this conversation recently with somebody. I'm like, how do you do phone sex? Like, what's the proper way to phone sex, right? If you're like sexting with somebody, it's kind of like, oh, you're like talking and you're just texting or whatever, and like maybe like somewhere in the mid conversation, there's like, you know, it's getting kind of like flirty and maybe like boom, it happens, right? And you're sexting,
hmm
all of a sudden, right? But phone sex is one of those things where it's like, do you have to like already be in the phone call, or like, do you ask? Like, do you say, hey, do you want to like, you know, fuck over the phone, or is this more like something like you have to start off the phone call and be like, hey, how are you? How's your day going? Right? Yeah. And you're like, okay, yeah. So like, this is what we're gonna do today, and you know what I mean? Like, what's the proper way to, I guess, introduce it, right?
Isn't that
Like,
situational? Like, I feel like that parallels like actual like sex. Like
yes.
there's some people that you can booty call and be like, yo, I want to fuck. And there's some times where like you can't do that. You have to show up, you have to stay there, you have to yeah, you gotta do the actual date or hang out, wherever you're at. And
Mhm.
maybe through the later hours you don't leave, you don't go home, and
Right.
you make your attempts, you shoot your shot, as like the younglings like to say. Uh
hmm Well,
shoot your
my thing is
shot.
like let's say you're sexting, right?
Okay.
okay.
And they're like, you know what? Can I call you? And then because we're gonna, phone sex, I guess. And
I mean,
Phone
and
sex, I
like,
guess.
so do you have to, once again, this is phone sex etiquette. So is it like, do I have to say like, standard like conversational stuff first and be like, hey, like, hey, well, first off, how's your day? Like, is it an appointment? Like, you don't just you don't just show up to the doctor's office and then just be like, surgery now. You have to like check in. You have to like check in, and you got to give them your information and kind of like okay, yeah, like, are there,
I
like, what's
would
your
say it's
medical
kind of
history?
situational. I
Oh,
would say it's
fuck.
situational because like if you're already texting back and forth, and like you're already being flirty and it
Mhm,
got a little heavy on the flirting, we'll go ahead and put it that way.
mhm,
Like you could definitely call and just be like, I really want you right now. Like just start, telling them, tell them by your petting yours off,
mhm.
you're
Yeah,
stroking them out.
yeah,
But
I get
if you're
that.
on the phone and like you're not sexting like beforehand,
Mhm,
um, it's very much directional on how you take that phone call. Because if you
okay.
take the phone call and it's like, "Hey, how you doing? How are you? Blah blah blah," but there's like no like build up to let's have phone sex.
Yeah.
Like that can be very like awkward. Like, hey, how are you? How's the weather? Blah 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 blah. How was work? By the
Yeah.
way, let's jerk off on phone. You know?
Yeah. Well, that goes to the other thing of like, do you have to be preheated? before you-
Preheated.
Okay. So right. So like, this probably
You
gonna
want to
be,
know?
like,
You want to know if you can
That's an oven joke
initiate
that can
phone
get
sex
dark.
from like
yeah,
from an
like
unhorny
okay,
state?
yeah, like because I'm pretty sure like I would hope that we've all like felt horniness, but not necessarily are like currently aroused. It's like, oh, okay, like, I'm in the mood, but you're not like,
I could
I
go
guess
for
for-
a cunnilingus video or two.
yeah, like it's like, you're trying to stroke your shit, but you're not there yet. You're just like, yeah, I could go for a stroke or two,
You're just trying to be nonchalant about it.
right? And like you want to do phone sex, but you're not, once again, preheated in this.
Preheated.
Yeah, because I know guys can pretty much get the car started relatively quickly, and I know, but like for like women, I know like you guys got to do like a whole circus act before you get the engines
That's
going.
crazy. That's crazy.
Well, what I mean by that is like it's never just like one thing, At least, well, it varies from woman to woman, but like some women are like, no, like I gotta set up candles and like put the air freshener, and then I gotta like fucking like tickle my earlobe a little bit and like put some music, and that's fine. I don't mind that, but like, what's the setup to getting to the point where you're like, yeah, I want to, we're doing this, like I'm in the mood. Of course, you want to like pleasure yourself, but are you there? Do you have to like already be there by the time you start, or like, because I imagine like,
I would
once
say
again,
I would say just build up with text messages or like voice notes or Snapchat. I mean, there's so many social media options, but like
yeah.
build up to it throughout the day, or like if you're trying to go ahead and like try and do this after work, like
Yeah.
you personally are trying to go ahead and schedule your girl to go ahead and do that after work, like
Mhm.
send her dirty things throughout the
Yeah.
day. I hate to tell you,
Okay.
girls are actually probably more perverted than dudes, but
Well, I mean, I've seen the books you guys read. It's like, it's fucking insane. Well, and I mean that in the most respectful sense. Like,
oh, I'm
Jesus.
not even stressed about it. Like I can read one and it doesn't actually phase me. But anyways,
There's a book out there where like the guy apparently like fucks a chick and like shoves her head in shark infested waters.
Yes. I
Huh?
knew you.
That's
think I've
that's
heard
insane
that.
to me.
You know what's funny? I was about to stop you mid-sentence and finish your sentence, but I really wanted to know what you were about to say, and I knew exactly it was going to be the shark one.
Yeah, because it's like, damn, and like, oh, okay, like I want to fuck feet. Suddenly I'm a freak. That's crazy.
You want to know what that means? We're not trying hard enough.
Yeah, if
We
you could, he would.
we need to really step up the game. This is where the bar's at. We need to be doing that stuff.
Yeah, the bar low key Porter's rape, but okay.
Well, another
I'm sorry,
thing is like,
very, very heavy CNC.
yeah,
Jesus
there is a
Christ.
lot of that. It's actually kind of impressive. I'm like,
kind of impressive.
that it is kind of impressive how much like that teeters on like necrophilia, possibly like CNC, well, technically just
We'll call it
NC.
CNC. Just
Yeah, well,
without that first C.
well, in some of the books, it teeters on NC. Just no, there's no C. There's no
Yeah.
first C.
How do you
That's
know
what
about these
I said.
books?
How do I've read them.
Seen them?
I'm sorry, let me rephrase. I've read excerpts of them. I didn't like go out of my way to like buy these things, but
I wrote some of them myself.
Yeah, of course.
Autobiography.
Autobiography.
That's wild. But
That's sad considering some of them are from the girl's view.
that is crazy.
Hey, you gotta you gotta know the prey that you're hunting.
Your mind.
You gotta know the prey you're hunting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I suppose. I think. I don't know. I can't. I don't know if I could technically say I relate to that, but yeah.
I
Legally, I don't think I
understand
could
the
be like,
book
yeah.
thing. I can say not all of us need to be, shoved underwater with sharks, a gun to our head, and a knife, wherever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like for sure.
But like I do understand like a lot of those are things that a lot of my friends are into. I mean, I had one the other day telling me something about a demon and knives and unaliving, and that was like the whole book, and she's in love with it.
See, yeah, that's like some stuff that I like. But see, here's the thing: like, do you read that before hopping on call? Like, is it the pre-workout? You know what I mean?
Pre-workout.
Like, yeah, the pre-workout. You got to do a couple jumping jacks, and then like, all right, do your stretches. Boom, and
I guess it
then
depends on the partner you have, because some girls definitely would read that and be like, babe, do this to me tonight. And they'll send you like the little excerpt from the book. Or
Well,
you'll have girls who are like, you know what, I'm not tonight, babe. Like, I'm reading my book, I'm good. And they'll pull out a wand or whatever toy they would like to, mess with that night.
right. Okay, I understand. Well, I feel like if in the event that I met one of those girls who are like, please do what this book says, I'll be like, that's
Oh,
a
no.
crime. That's a crime. I don't think I could legally do that.
That's where you get those consent forms.
Yeah, that's when you have to like pull out contracts. You have to pull out contracts, get your lawyer.
Absolutely.
You have to do a background check.
I will say CNC has always been a weird one to teeter for me because of stuff like that. Like, you're consenting now, and especially if it's verbal, I don't know what happens later when you start telling people about this. It's like, you know what? No, he did all of this without my consent, and I don't think I'm winning that battle, no matter how I phrase that. Like, no, she told me to. She told me to.
You don't know that.
Your Honor, she asked for it. Like, you can't. That's not defendable.
Y'all be surprised how many people actually get away with, Your Honor, she asked for it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well,
Yeah.
another thing that I wonder about is like once you're done
Once you're done.
phone sexing, I guess.
Phone
Do y'all
sex.
just hang up? Do you guys talk
Yes,
about
I got
life?
mine. Goodbye. I'll see you later.
Yeah, it's like, man, that was a good nut. Anyways,
I'm gonna go take
what
a
are you up
shower.
to, bud? Yeah, I'm gonna go take a shower. You
Clean up a
good?
bit.
I feel like
Yeah.
shower is a common one though, depending on how hard it went. Especially if it was in the middle of the day.
Because especially like if it's something like, once again, I'm gonna speak from the guy's perspective. If you were stroking your shit and
Okay.
then you finish, right?
Yeah.
You got to go clean up, right? You gotta tidy up a little bit, or do you just sit there?
You just
do
wipe it
sit
on
there-
your bed sheets, man.
Yeah, bro. You clean up, like you don't just wipe that shit off and call it a day.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you gotta tidy. Well, I don't. Everybody has different, rituals.
When you soak before
but-
bed, you like clean. You don't just like grab tissue, throw it somewhere in the room, and deal with it in the morning.
You don't just like wipe it on the back of your head, think about it later.
Draw
There's something
symbols on
about
your
Mary.
forehead.
But
Draw
do you-
symbols
or-
on your forehead.
like a fucking rune.
No, that was a movie though. It was
But
like a whole thing in a movie.
Wait, what? Wait, come?
so
Yeah, like so he was like he was jerking off. So I think the movie's called There's Something About Mary. But like he was jerking off and like he had some of his cum on his shirt or something like that. And she was like, "Oh, hair towel." And like she grabs it and she puts it on her bangs and they were just sticking up the rest of the movie.
That had to be
I
a comedy,
literally-
right?
I know.
Yeah,
I
it was a
Googled
comedy.
the
I'm pretty
exact
sure it
scene.
was yeah.
that's
The
a
movie's
strong
called There's
comment.
Something About Mary. It's
Oh,
got
okay.
Cameron Diaz and
Holy shit, she was.
yeah, she was hella young. But anyways.
That's how John likes him.
What?
JK,
You can't just
JK.
you can't
JK,
just say
JK.
something like that.
Cut that.
Wait, John, it has Ben Stiller. We want to watch it.
Oh my god. I don't need to see it.
But yeah, like, do you
Hilarious.
just Do you lay there, or do you go like BRB? I'm gonna go tidy up for a second, or do you just like lay there and then like wait until like the phone call is over? You know what I mean? Like
That
you
depends
sit
on
there.
if I'm hanging up.
That is true. But like, is there? Do you have to do aftercare, or is it kind of like you know? Then of course the aftercare is going to be a little bit different than usual.
Mhm.
So
Because you're on the phone.
because you're on the phone. So what does aftercare look like? Is it like, so how's life? Got that new promotion I saw?
You're not
You
even
know,
you're not even making accounts for, is this
you
your
know.
day off, or are you doing it
Yeah,
like
it's
30
like
minutes before you have to get ready to go to work, or
yeah, that is true. You know, like so like what's the discussion? Like Dan to Dan season 2's coming out. That's pretty neat.
Ooh.
You know? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Right? You seen that?
I would
So like
say
what's
kind of like the guys, it's a little situational. Like some girls are gonna want to, like lay there a moment to go ahead and like, I guess, recompose themselves, I guess is the best way to put it, and
Yeah.
then clean up. I would imagine you're gonna find the girls who are just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna lay here and then like fall asleep. And then let's see. I'm sure there are the girls who are just like, you know what? Like I did that. I have to like completely shower. I gotta go. Bye. Um,
right.
for the ones who just kind of lay there before they get up and like clean up, or the ones that just lay there, I would imagine it's more like pillow talk.
Right.
So just
I love
over
that
the
song.
phone pillow talk.
That's
I
what I said
mean,
before. Like it parallels a lot of like what you would do in actual sex situations. Because I mean, like unless you're doing a one night stand, I assume you would have some type of conversation while you're there. You wouldn't just be
Yeah.
like, anyways, see you next time, kiddo.
why are
see
you
Hope
you
the
saying
next
weather's
that?
time.
great.
See you next time, kiddo is diabolical. I think if a woman said that to me, I'd feel pretty like insecure.
I
Well,
feel pretty
the,
insecure.
another
No, be here with
situation.
a great job, champ.
Nice job, champ. I'm proud of you.
You know what,
Jesus
Vlad?
Christ.
I'm gonna insert a small topic here. The way you said, how do you feel about being cute in more like high sexual situations? Like you you're working, and she says, you know, you were
It
cute.
it's dependent on like at what moment. If you take off your pants and
Right
she's like,
after, like
"Oh, that's
no, like
cute."
right after. Oh
Oh,
no,
okay. All right.
that's crazy.
No, if you take off your pants and she's like, "Oh, that's cute," I think you just don't.
What if
Don't what? You just don't.
Putting them right back on.
Yeah, you just don't. You just don't. You just kind of like pull up your pants and you leave. Like,
You
what if
mean
she
I
looks at
can't
it?
sit there like during and be like, "Hi there, little guy."
Oh
mhm.
no.
If she said, "Hi there, little guy," I would laugh and I would leave.
Oh, that makes you
Because
laugh.
yeah, and if this person's a close friend, not anymore. They cease to exist. Because I'm not
That's
living
when the
that one
strings
down.
attached. But after that, talking.
We're not talking anymore. Sorry, Buster. All I wanted to do was bust a nut, not rethink my life choices, you know?
That's where you hit her with, you know what? See you later, sport.
Um, what
What?
if you zip down your pants, she looks at it and goes, "Bazinga."
Bazinga?
Yeah,
Like
what is she
Big Bang
saying?
Theory?
Yes.
Okay, who am I with? The math club leader? Like,
The math club leader, yes.
Another thing that I was thinking about was like if you get a pillow princess on the phone call where you're like, "Oh yeah, like what are you gonna do to me?" And you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z." Yeah, and she's like, "Oh yeah, nice. What else?" And you're like, "Well, you know, gonna do this," and she's like, "Oh yeah, continue." And it's like, "Bitch, I'm not AI. Like, you gotta speak too."
I think
Tell her you need
You got
you know that
joy.
one well. What?
You need joy, JOI.
what happened?
Do you not know what
Jerk
that
off
is?
instructions.
Yeah, jerk off
Yes.
Jerk,
instructions.
Yes.
Which is what I was
Oh,
gonna get to. I
oh,
feel like a lot of sex is jerk off instruction, or like not most of the time, but half of it is. Because I mean, like
well,
it, because there's like two types, right? there's like the jerk off instruction one where you get one off and then they get you off, right? They both tell you stuff. And then there's like where you guys are just kind of both going at it the same, right?
Yeah.
But some people, the problem they have with that is when you go at the same time, it's like you don't fully know what's happening the other end. I guess it's like just some people just get off like to the moans, but I think there's people that like to have an active part, and that's where you get into like kind of start to like jerk off instructions and vice versa, which is kind of like taking turns.
Well, so because now if it's basically just jerk off instructions, right? I assume it's for both people. Like you gotta like both partake in the jerk off instructions because I assume she's not like a like
no, that's what I'm saying. It's back and forth.
Yeah, it's back and forth now. Right, so it's like she's like, oh, like stroke it slow or whatever, and you're like, all right, what now?
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah.
What now?
You know what I mean? Like,
you want some sort? I don't know if you want some sort of like mysticism or fantasy with this, or you want like more lead up, like etiquette or like professional sexual. It's like I can't tell what. Like, what rabbit are you chasing? Like
I don't. Yeah. So let's say she's like, oh yeah, stroke it slow or whatever. Do you go? You too. I guess. Or yeah, you
too.
Yeah, you figure yourself also slow.
Too, man.
What I mean is like, yeah, you rub your clit really slow too, bud. Like, what?
You rub your clit really slow too.
Yeah, you too, bud. I guess because you don't.
I'm gonna be honest. If you call me bud on the phone, I'm hanging up.
Bud is wild.
I would be like, yeah, so something happened. I gotta go.
Well, hey, pal. Hey, I see you're going at it kind of hard. You should probably slow down a little bit.
Going at it kind. What the fuck is it? Red? Like
don't want you to finish too soon now.
Finish too soon.
This coming from the guy who said you need candles and ear rubbing and.
I don't need that. I'm saying some people need that.
No, I know you implied some people, but I'm saying that you were implying that primarily more feminine presenting people needed that.
Well, yes, because guy, you just kind of like look at him and he's
but that's what I'm saying. It's like if that's the case, they're not gonna come that quick.
Well, yeah, of course. I am being humorous in my sayings, but it's just I still have to wonder sometimes, like, that's peculiar. Like you're telling me like I gotta stroke it slow. And so what now? So like do I also give you instructions and then also what are you doing? Because I know like there might be some fingering, I mean, you might have a toy, you might, all that stuff. So like what are we doing?
Okay, so now I feel like we're getting to the real meat and bones of the conversation. So, because I was wondering, is the conversation what'd you say? What?
I said now? Question mark.
It's because I was like wondering like what was like
his
the
goal,
main,
like where are you trying to get to?
Where we're getting to is a conversation about like how we as humans like do like we as people are just normal to this thing that we do called phone sex, where we're just like on a communication device and we're like, yeah, I want to fucking put that shit in you. Is it a conversation of like it's weird how we find that normal, or is it a conversation about like how do you do it? But based on what you just said right now, it kind of sounds like the conversation just goes more into like the communication that you have with your partner. When you establish communication with your partner, this is one of the things that usually come up. Sometimes it just happens naturally. I think someone already said that before, of like usually the girl incentivizes it by like flirting prior, or even the guy incentivizes it by like doing soft flirting prior that just leads up to like, we were doing soft flirting beforehand. Why don't we like try to do something like, really serious right now by just, talking about how we would like basically fuck each other over the phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you something. Would
Mhm.
you be put off if
Alright.
the chick that you're talking to immediately goes into it and just goes into it like super hard? It's like the 10th, she's like, you've only exchanged like 10 messages, right?
That's
And then
crazy.
she just like,
Well, what are you defining as like super hard? Because is it like ring 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 ring? Listen, I'm about to suck that dick as hard as I can.
That's what it
Or
sounds
is
like when they're
it
ovulating.
That's crazy.
like
that's crazy.
you're gonna fucking strip and I'm gonna suck you off? Like, is it Hulk Hogan? Like, I'm gonna fucking destroy you?
I
Is she
I
threatening me on the phone? Like,
I hope she doesn't talk to you like that. I mean, I know like after the 10th message, no, like after the 10th message, she calls you and she's like, yeah, like after the 10th message, she calls you and it's like, I want that fucking, like, I want you to like bathe me in your juices, like just to slurp me up and down, like fuck me like that.
That
Tell me
that
like how
is
you would like just open my door and like bend me over. If she just starts saying
okay.
that shit, would you be
crazy. Like I
how
picked up and I was like, "Hey, how was your day?" And then boom.
yeah, would you
Yeah, like
want like prior conversation?
I would like a lead up to it. I don't think I'm expecting most phone calls to just be like, I'm gonna suck you off so hard that I'm gonna give you testicular torsion, you know? Like
Okay.
I would like it if it's not, just we just opened up Pornhub and now we are in the hardcore category. Um I would like some sort of lead up. Also like what's the like I guess the state of the relationship that I have with this person. Because if I just match with somebody on Hinge, they send me 3 different messages and they're like, "Hey, do you want to like do a phone call just to like talk or whatever?" And we're just phone sexing or
Yeah.
fucking. I don't know what the fucking word for it would be, but
Phone fucking?
yeah, I don't know what's the part. I know sexting is sexting and the phone sexing, I guess. But yeah, I think for me it would just depend on like how much do I know you a little bit. Like, have I spoken to you? Do you make me laugh, or are you insufferable but you're kind of like hot? You know what I mean?
Insufferable but hot.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
there's a lot of those.
The Insufferable but hot.
Yeah,
So after the
like
10th message, she tells you like, "Hey, do you want to phone sex?" Would you tell
okay,
her
so like
no? Would you tell her no, or
I
Would you
think
tell her to slow down but you still be open?
I'm gonna be real
I'd
honest.
be
If she says you want a phone sex, hang up the phone, block the number. I don't care, whatever.
that's
That
a
is
dude.
super improper grammar,
Well,
and that would
well,
frustrate me.
I think for me, it's like, what has the conversation also been up to this point? Have I been like, hey, so like, what do you do for fun? And they're like, I watch TV. And like, am I trying to like get to know this person? And then they're just like, listen, bud, I'm here
What if
for phone
as soon as you pick
fucking.
up the phone, they say your first and last name and then they say your full address and they say, "Now take your fucking cock out."
that's crazy?
I would be very scared because now I'm like, my full name, and like my name is very like particular. There's not many people that have it. I'm like, it's not a John Smith, for example. And then if they say like my actual like home address and they tell me to take my cock out, I'm gonna be like, who is this? Why do you know where I live? I'm gonna be a lot more scared than turned on. Now, if this was like now, what does this person look like?
What is it? What do they look like? Anna de
Yeah.
Armas.
Listen, I'm folding. This is Ana de Armas herself. I'm folding. I'll be like, you know what? Do you want my social security card too?
You see, this
Like-
is how you end up in a smut book.
I'm
That's
good, dog. Yeah, like it's fine. It's fine if you want to put a gun to my temple and just go to town on me. I'll be like, no, please. Oh no, my lobster's too buttery and my steak is too juicy. Whatever will I do?
Isn't that the same comparison to how like these how girls in these smut books are okay with like CNC? You're literally saying that you would be okay with what was her name? Rana Dorea? What was her name?
Anna de
Anna de
Armas.
Armas. Now, like,
Anna-
listen.
Okay, here we
Right.
go.
The main character from Ballerina.
Oh,
Yes. So yes. So Ana de Armas, or let's just say cute chick with the wolf cut, right?
Okay.
Listen.
Oh,
You might-
Bunny, you're about to learn about this man's taste.
oh my god.
Right? So a woman with dark brown eyes, a wolf cut, and just like a nice smile, you're already in. You don't gotta ask me for consent or anything like that. Violate me. Don't care. Right.
What?
Now now, have you guys ever seen The Wild Robot?
The wild.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes, I
Okay.
have.
Okay, so The Wild Robot is a DreamWorks animated film.
No, what is? What's the curse?
Wait, how are we getting to the wild robot?
I don't know, but I'm
Hold
looking
on.
forward to find out. Let him finish.
Hold on. Let me land. Right. So there's a character in there that's a fox, and he's asked like, "Hey, how do you know so much?" Like because the fox tells a story about like, like being loved and stuff like that. And the robot's like, "How can you tell a story if you don't like really like know what it is, like what love is?" And he says, when you grow up without something, you tend to think about it a lot. And growing up or spending a lot of time without being somebody's priority kind of warps your mind. Is basically what I'm saying. So if a woman that I was very attracted to wanted me that bad that she would commit literal crimes, I gotta say that's a lot more effort than I get usually, and I appreciate that effort. It goes a long way, and that's all I'm saying, John.
And now we
Am
know I
I-
can read the excerpts from those books.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I'm like, I don't want to be like in danger. I just want like the edge of danger.
Admiration?
The wait, what?
No, that makes sense though.
Yeah, like, I don't-
Admiration? Like
Yeah,
like
if
an
she's gonna-
admirer?
Like I'm
Well-
not turned on by the idea of being in danger, but the idea of the fact that someone is so committed to wanting my attention is kind of attractive to me.
Yes, of like you want me that much
That you're willing to do this.
Yeah, that you're willing to do this, and I really appreciate that because as somebody who has been in quasi relationships where somebody's like, "No, I want you so bad," blah blah blah, and then 7 days later they change their fucking mind. At a certain point, you're like, "How about some commitment from one of these broads? Like, show me you really care.
That's crazy.
Call a bomb threat to my job so that way, like, I have to like evacuate, and then you like put a burlap sack over my head and take me home. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna say all these, it's men's and women's fields. If she could, she would.
Wait,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Did you just say that you would let a really hot bitch kidnap you?
Essentially, yeah, but like,
Yeah.
like within reason though. Like, if
I'm
she's
sorry.
taking me home,
I'm sorry, buddy. Did you just agree with that and said yeah?
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like,
You're
And
Like,
I mean,
if
like, that's
she-
kind of relatable. Like, if I'm talking to someone, I really like them, and they're like, I'm gonna go kidnap you. And I'm like, all right, come kidnap me. I'll pretend to scream. You know?
as a joke.
Sure, as a joke.
in game, John, of course. in game.
Again,
like, I don't
this
want her
doesn't
to actually
seem-
kidnap me.
Again, this doesn't seem any different from the CNC smut books.
But that's
Once
just
again-
it. That's what he's getting at.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that like I see the appeal. It's like I've seen somebody.
We've come full circle.
Yeah, like I've seen somebody put it into perspective, and they were like, imagine if Twilight, the roles were reversed, and it was like this like shy guy who just like entered high school and he has like a hot vampire girl and a hot werewolf girl fighting for his affection. And I'm like, oh, I get it now. You understand from that. You're like, damn, that would be kind of nice, gotta say.
It's because didn't you start like 30 minutes ago? Didn't you start off by saying y'all have some weird ass fucking books, crazy ass shit?
And then he's like, but I get it.
And
Yes, so of like,
I
that's-
get it.
Well, hold on. I understand of like, oh, this is an intriguing story. I'm invested. The thing is, like, that's the. This is all speculation because I'm a dude, but it's like that's the porn for the ladies. Porn for me is just like I just open up a tab and call it a day.
Okay, none of us have a comment to that.
I was
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, all right, good talk, everybody.
I had no, that is absolutely true. Like, well, I was gonna say a joke by saying my porn is me finding susceptible women at night and following them home.
Oh,
Let's not do that.
you just admit to a crime right now?
Well, I didn't admit to anything. I just I just threw something out there.
He's just talking. He's just talking.
In game, right?
in game. But no, that is something that becomes I don't have the actual evidence for it. It just seems a lot more commonplace with just how people talk that guys watch more porn than women do. Women read it, we watch it. Don't know if of course like women get their nut off to a book cuz like I mean see that's the thing. You're saying that like the smut books are absolutely outrageous.
Well, I think if you try to put what's in the book into like porn, I think you have a bunch of lawsuits happening.
It would be very, very gory porn. Definitely the stuff that you think would be more like on the dark web than on Pornhub.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there would be some big ramifications.
What I'm saying is that like in the beginning you said these smut books are crazy and then you said but relatable. What I'm saying is that these smut books are crazy. However, there's a lot of hentai out there that guys love and watch that is equally as fucking insane as some of these smut books.
True. Yeah, I would say that's
as a hentai watcher, I can understand that.
Like like granted the situations are a little bit like more because it's a thing of like the sex happens, but what we're kind of really focusing on is the background of like where the sex is. Like the sharks are the unhinged part, whilst in the hentai, when you have tags like NTR, rape, cuck, like mind control, there's no sharks. Oh my god, there's no there's no sharks that a woman is being like visibly threatened by, but there's situations where like multiple women are in some dude's like bed after he hypnotizes them, breaks into their house, like rapes them, and then like forces them, their friends, their family to all like follow become his prey. The sharks in the situation to the unhinged nature of like the hentai that guys consume is just different. It's still outrageous.
I think that's a valid point. I think it's more. There's more plot in the books than there is in hentai, though. I will say that. Like, so it's a little bit more tasteful. Like the sharks are like, oh, this is pretty unhinged because you're essentially just like because it's like it's like it's like oh there's sharks, but they're sharks. There's no like shark nature. They're not just gonna like bite her fucking face off. Just
why?
Oh, you mean it's not like Jaws?
Yeah, like it's not like Jaws. So like there's danger, but it's like it's not like danger. Like now, if he was like putting her head into the fucking water, like right next to the fucking propeller blade, then like you got a problem. But it's like like sure he's waterboarding her like a fucking ISIS.
I kind of have to read this book now because like how are you on a boat but putting someone's face in the water and still like grilling them?
Well, I assume it's like
for the guy
style position where he's like holding her head into like kind of like when you put someone's head in the toilet, like those kinds of porn videos as well. What?
Oh,
But
What about
again,
it?
like, is there like a little platform that leads into the water, or like?
No,
I
it's
think
just
I
like
just
it's
want to
like
read
at
the
an
details.
angle.
I just want to
Like
read the
you get,
details. Okay.
you want me to draw this? You want-
want me to draw this? Me and Chris will recreate it.
Okay.
but man, phone sex etiquette, right? Good talk.
Bringing it back. Bringing it back.
Yeah, we slightly derailed, but it's okay. This was a fun conversation, anyways. Yeah, I don't know. For me, just phone sex has always been like one of those things where it's like, yeah, but it's like, how you get started, right? You get the motors running. Do I have to fluff myself up a little bit, and then like, yeah, it's kind of like I think this more so applies to like nudes for dudes. Like,
It's for dudes.
Okay.
Why the fuck
This-
didn't we
this
call
is a
that for the
segue.
podcast? We should have named the podcast that.
Nudes for dudes.
Yes.
But like for guys, I think I can somewhat safely say that for most guys, if a girl takes a nude, bad lighting or whatever the fuck, like you just take a quick snapshot of your naked body and you send it to a guy's gonna be like, hell yeah. It doesn't have to be like professional or anything like that, right? Now, when a guy takes a picture of his cock,
I do think there's context to that, but yeah, but go.
well, I mean, well, yes, but like, just if I randomly got a nude from like a woman, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, the humanity, ew, yucky, ooh.
No, I get that as well. You're right.
Yeah, like I'm not like if some like Instagram chick just like sent me like her breast or whatever, I'm okay. Nothing like I'm like, oh, okay, sweet, nice. I'm having a good day. Like I guess like the stars aligned in my favor for some reason, right? Now, if you're like cocks don't
Let me
look
say for
good.
some reason.
Yeah, like cocks don't look inherently good. Not to
You don't
mention
know that.
like, well, I mean, I would assume like you don't just look at a cock and be like, wow, that's a sight to behold.
You don't know that.
Well, I mean, I guess not. but then it's like, oh yeah, I gotta take like a dick pic. But like, you gotta start like thinking about angles, filters, lighting.
Angles. Y'all got like 3 angles for every single one of them, literally.
That's why you
And
gotta be
it's
creative.
like,
Because here's the thing, you gotta like fluff yourself up, and you're like, you take the picture, and you're like, it looks too small, so you gotta like retake it. So you gotta like adjust the angle a little bit. Like, all right, yeah,
no, but
Listen.
that's what I'm saying though. Like, no matter what you think about it, technically, if it's a dick pic, it's the same. Like, it's usually one of 3 types of pictures, and it's
Well,
closer to
I
your
say
waist,
this.
up to make it look bigger from the top, or we're getting, dick and balls.
Yeah, like, well,
Two
I feel
for
like
one?
John. Yeah, two for one. But it's one of those things where it's like, nudes etiquette. You just send this, like, but you gotta kind of like prepare a little bit for it, right? You gotta prepare yourself a little bit. You gotta kind of like. When I am exaggerating a little bit when I say like, oh, girls just send nudes and it's fine, whatever, like, whoop-de-doo. I know like girls are probably gonna try to, select the best photo. Like it's not just gonna be like one and done.
You
Send it.
you guys just don't hire a photographer to take your dick pics?
Can't
I was gonna
relate.
say
I
that's
look
what-
good in all my pictures.
I
I'm
was
just
gonna
kidding.
say
I'm
that's
kidding.
that's why you have friends that help you take pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. See, John remembers. I tell him, John, come in here, bro. This is what you want.
No. No.
Well, yeah, you know what, John?
No.
Do you have to like
No.
do like the same guidance of like, all right, now do like shy but sexy, and then he has to like turn a little bit.
Well, what I tell Chris to do is, we get a piece of cardboard and then I draw elephant ears on it and then like cut a hole. Then he and he shoves his cock in the hole and I take a picture of it.
And then you say cheese.
Oh my god! Yes.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's all for my phone sex etiquette. I don't know if anybody wants to
okay.
add or has any like questions, comments, concerns.
I have concerns, but none that are relevant.
Nothing else. All right. What about Chris, John? How about you guys?
Yeah, I don't know if I have any concerns. Questions, I feel like we can keep going all day, but concern-wise, I think we're good.
Okay, sweet. How about you, John?
I think it just goes into the whole thing of if you have communication with your partner, then phone sex is going to be really easy. If you're just
Mhm.
starting to talk to someone, then I feel like you could still just like straight up ask them of like, how do we get to this point? Like treating it naturally is just the build up as we discussed before. But if someone is out there and just really wants to like say like how does this happen or how do we do this, then I feel like you could have that conversation with the person. And if you can't, then I don't know if you should be dealing with that person entirely in the first place.
For sure. Consent is sexy.
Yeah.
But seriously,
Well,
communicate.
yeah. Okay.
This is bad.
Sweet. I guess this brings me to my next topic. There's no real segue. It just brings me to this one's over.
There's
My
there's
second
no
topic.
reason, rhyme or reason.
Yeah. My second topic is women and scoliosis.
Ah.
Okay, I need more
Now-
context on that.
So I was at Wawa the other day on my lunch
Okay.
break, and I see this woman, right, and I'm like, Now she's like, she's got the gat, I guess you could say.
She's
But I
got the
noticed that
gat.
yeah, she like her back is like very curved, so her ass is technically like jutting out, right? It's not like, oh, she's just standing like good posture and like dump truck. It's more like she's making an S with her spine, and I'm like, I've seen that like very frequently, and I don't know like why it's so frequent. Um, and I was just curious to like your theories, and I guess Bunny, you can inform us because you're of that side of the fence.
The gender
No,
pool.
no, because I don't
Yeah,
stand
okay.
like an S.
Well, like I don't
I know
know if
what
it's
you mean.
like yeah, it's like, yo, your back is really curved. Are you
Yeah.
good?
No,
And is it like you're just trying to like how do I explain it? Like
I
you're
kind
just
of
trying to
feel.
like
No, I got you. I kind of feel like it's like I think it's about perception on what they think. Cause like I used to know a couple of girls in school and like there's definitely a difference between a girl who just has dump truck versus a girl who is like actively like standing in a pose to try and stick out their ass. And like I feel like for the girls who are just like actively attempting to do it, it's based
Mhm,
off of body standards that,
mhm,
you gotta
mhm,
let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Let me think of this. The way it was in high school is like you gotta, stick out your tits, puff out your ass, like whatever.
mhm,
And like that was the thing. You had to have like an hourglass figure and you had to have a nice
yeah,
butt and you had to have, big tits. So like any way you can accentuate those was considered, oh, you're so pretty. And
like
in reality, like I feel like
mhm,
that's just back problems waiting to happen.
okay, because I was like, hmm, like for some women it looks natural, of course, and then
Mhm.
for others you look like a duck because your spine is so curved that like, goddamn, are you okay? And so they do like a little waddle, and I'm like, that's peculiar. But I guess I can understand like what you mean, because for like guys, I guess especially like when you go to the gym, it's not uncommon for a guy to like puff up his chest like a fucking penguin and like be like, hey, I'm fucking like fit or whatever.
I love the bird analogies.
Yeah, I don't know why like I'm in a very bird mood, but
Bird
um,
mood. That's what's
So
up.
ornery, right?
but yeah, it's like when guys just kind of like puff up their chest to kind of like look a little bit bigger and stronger, I guess.
Mhm.
Like within reason, of course. And then you're like, "Are you good, bro? Like, you having trouble breathing?" Because I remember going to the gym like when I was like 16, and I remember like my hot 8th grade teacher went to the gym, and I'm like,
My
"Oh, hey, that's
hot
my
eighth
teacher."
grade.
Yeah, her name was
Her
We're gonna drop
name,
it too.
never mind, I'm not gonna say her name. But
her phone number, and
but there was
address.
yeah. Her there was a guy there who was like, well, he was shaped like a penguin. Like he was just like
You just say
a
shaped
wall.
like a penguin.
Yeah,
Yes.
like a penguin, like you know when Mr. Fantastic, like you press his shift and he kind of like becomes like a square wall
Yeah.
in
Yes.
Marvel Rivals. Okay, so he kind of like did that, and he started like puffing up his chest, and like he kept like walking by her. He didn't say anything. He just like kept walking by her, like trying to impress her. She was completely unimpressed. Didn't even look his fucking way. She was just there like working out. Looked great, by the way, but yeah, like he was just trying like really hard to like look all big and macho. Um, but this has been something like on my mind a lot of like why is it so frequent that like ladies are giving themselves scoliosis and curving their spine to ridiculous amounts in order to like jut out their ass. Like it's fine. You could just stand straight, man. Like it's not
Because
that.
that's cheaper than going to go get a Brazilian butt lift.
Well, the thing is, as somebody who knows somebody who has gotten a Brazilian butt lift, like
You
that
do?
shit doesn't look. Yeah,
Keep going.
I won't say who because like that it would be pretty easy to. Well, like if I did say who, like it's well everybody knows who it is.
Type it.
Type it.
Well, we're gonna have to give me a second. It's just, well, I mean, you guys have never met this person,
Oh,
but
okay. Got it.
like, what I mean is like, well, it wouldn't be hard to figure out if you know me, because it's
okay.
yeah, like I'm just not gonna, yeah. Anyways, but yeah, yeah, the Brazilian butt lifts does not look good in any way, shape, or form. Like it just does not look good. You look like you're fucking wearing a pamper. Like you're wearing a pamper, and like the upkeep that you have to do to it look good is really strict. Like you need a very strict diet, and even once you get one, you have to wear sort of like this like bodysuit, because if not, it just kind of gets out of shape, which is not great if you wanted a nice ass, right? And even then, like
He knows
it's
a lot
very
about
far.
this.
Well, yeah, because hold on, hold on. I'll just type it in here.
I'm like, man, he knows quite a bit about this.
Here, I just wrote it in the name.
Okay. That makes
Yeah.
much more sense.
Yeah. So, like, you need to have a very strict diet. Like, one of the first things that the doctors tell you is like, yo, you need to keep up with this diet, otherwise, this shit goes to hell.
That's valid.
Like, it's not just like, oh, I got a Brazilian butt lift, and therefore, God damn it.
So it becomes a whole lifestyle. And you're saying like, what's the point
Yeah.
of like giving up everything for it? Like, I can't eat pizza anymore because I made my butt look good. I can't fuck with that.
And the thing is, like, if you want to like make your butt look bigger, just go to the gym. Like, you just don't take shortcuts. Don't destroy your spinal cord. Don't force your thoracic spine to figure that one out.
Do you know how many like people you just made exercise?
Exercise? What?
I
Disgusting.
mean,
I hate that.
you have the girls who are lucky where like they just got to eat, cheeseburger and fries and it goes straight to their ass. So
Oh yeah, like of course there's like good genetics like that, and I think that just goes for like guys too. Like some guys are just fucking built with that retard strength and they're 6'2". Like you just kind of have to like deal with it.
Can't say that.
I'm sorry. With that extra chromosome strength,
I don't know if that's sure.
like I don't know how else to explain it. Like it's just like okay, they have the strength given
Genetic
by that extra
lottery.
chromosome. Yeah, that genetic lottery, and like for other people, you're just born skinny or fat or whatever, and you have to work harder. Same thing for like people who just naturally know how to sing. Everybody can somewhat sing, but some people got to take classes. other people just naturally sing.
Look,
And-
I am karaoke voice level singing. I'm not saying I should. I'm saying I will if I am very comfortable around people.
There's usually like everyone can be trained to find like their specific pitch, which I guess is what Vlad is saying. Like technically, everybody can sing. It's just like what's your like?
Well, I know what you're saying. It was a joke.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, cálmate.
tú te calmas.
I was gonna say like, how did Brazilian butt lift go into singing? I blanked out for a
Well,
second.
It's because
I was like, where are we?
well, it's mainly because the whole thing is just kind of like, why do women do this? And it's like to get it's either that or get a fucking Brazilian butt lift. But it's like to Bunny's point, she said like some people just have like good genetics and like they could eat 5 fucking cheeseburgers and then go straight to their ass, while others it's like no dice, you know. But yeah, it just is what it is. Like it's what the fucking fuck. Sorry. You know, it just you know, Brazilian butt lift is a shortcut that you shouldn't get.
Because you're also asking about scoliosis. I thought the conversation was going to go into and you also mentioned birds, which is very funny. Because I also thought the conversation was going to go into like the method and madness and nonsense that is like having yourself appear a certain way based on like whatever society or like social scrutiny or like perspective. Like I think it was already mentioned before of like girls need like big tits and like giant asses, or they need that for some reason, like bimbo voluptuous like body where they have like giant tits, giant ass, and then a super skinny waist that's just like unrealistic. And then it's just the whole thing of like guys with giant fucking chests or like super giant like buff like ripped muscular bodies. And it's like there are women that's have that idea in them that they need to look a certain way, and sometimes that idea is put onto them by other women, or sometimes that idea is put onto them by either the social media that they consumed, or that idea was fabricated to them because of like the types of men that they go after, and those men only go after women that look a certain way, so then they like, you know, they destroy themselves to like look this certain way. And it's, you know, the same thing for men, of like men telling other men that like you need to look a certain way in order to like be masculine, or in order to have like an appearance that like you would be able to call yourself a man. And what's funny is that with Birds of Paradise, like, or like
Birds of
different types
prey?
of Birds of Paradise, how different types of birds will either puff up their chests or flaunt their feathers,
yes.
or have like certain like colors on them, and like they'll arch their backs or they're like look a certain way so that they would be able to attract mates. It's very interesting how these animals have these displays of courtship, and it's funny seeing like these girls with getting Brazilian butt lifts, or like like
Boob
arching their
jobs.
backs, yeah, or boob jobs, or arching their backs so that they could look appealing to the opposite sex for some reason, you know. And it's like they're doing that so that they could attract males that's dudes that kind of fucking suck or blow, you know. Like
Yeah, I would say like both sexes overestimate
What the other ones?
Yeah. For example, once again, I'm a guy, so I'm going to speak from the guy's perspective. I understand the appeal of having like a big titties and big ass. Like that's awesome, great, awesome. I also don't want like it's not that important in the grand scheme of things, because in the year 2025, a lot of people can make themselves look good with filters and makeup. You know, maybe you go to the gym a little bit, but have absolutely the most horrible
Dullest
fucking personality. Yeah, like just like the most. Wow, you're really pretty. Wow, like hey, like what do you like to do for fun? I like to watch Netflix. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like to go hiking and shit like that. Kind of music do you listen to? I like to listen to Lana Del Rey.
Mainstream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Have you ever heard of this band? No. Cool. And
That's
you're just
valid.
like, there's just nothing there. It's just the most boring fucking person on planet Earth, but they look hot. And I think in this day and age, like a lot of people overestimate the importance of the looks. But it even goes for guys too. Like a lot of guys go to the gym specifically to look good for like
You have
women.
the personality of a wet rag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and some guy, like it's a whole fucking meme of like, oh well, going to the gym because you want to get complimented by women, but instead you're getting complimented by men. And it's like,
That's what I like.
that's kind of
That's what I like, though.
like it kind of just comes with the territory, and you kind of just have to deal with it. But you grossly overestimate the importance of your
Personality?
muscles. Well, the
That too.
muscles, yeah.
Yeah.
But the personality is gonna do you wonders, because I don't know how many times I've seen a butt fuck ugly dude with a relatively attractive woman, and you're just like, wow, bro, did you pay her or what?
That's crazy.
Well, I'm just saying, like, but no, it comes down to the personality.
It
Like, they're
does.
like,
I
oh
will
yeah,
say that.
it was like, oh, he's just really funny, or like, he really fucking
Like he can
gets me,
actually
or
make me
whatever.
laugh. He, like he
Yeah.
takes interest in things. It
Yeah.
and see, that's my thing. Like I always tell my people, because I say my people, I always tell my friends, because they're like, what type of dude are you into? Or like, you into chicks, or like, what are you into? And I usually tell them my thing is that I like people with a personality, because I don't want to hang out with someone who's so shallow that you can step in a puddle made up entirely of them and not even get your toes wet. And like they don't seem to realize that that really just means I want someone who's gonna like actually have a personality, have interests, geek out over things, you know?
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is get in a relationship with somebody that you're like, oh yeah, this person's hot, and then you're like, man, you fucking piss me off piss me off every time you open your mouth. Like, I want you to be quiet, because
Exactly.
that's not going to be a very fun relationship to be in. Period.
Like, stop talking. Holy shit.
Yeah, like
What's up?
everything that comes out of your mouth infuriates me, and it makes the idea of beating you a lot more appealing with every passing second. Once again, joking. I'm joking, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
For all intents and purposes.
In
You
game.
would never.
No, I would never hit a woman. Well, but yeah, you don't want to be in a situation where you are in a relationship with somebody who looks amazing, but looks amazing in every way, shape, and form. But
Except for personality.
like, yeah, they either have no personality, or you just don't like their personality at all. Like you just don't click. In fact, I would say there's a lot of relationships that you're like, how the hell are you guys together? Or why are you guys together? Where it's like, this is technically a whole separate topic, but like the whole relationship was built off of sex. And then you have like some moments together, and then you start dating, and you have absolutely nothing in common save for like one or two things.
Mhm.
Like I know people who have been in those sort of situations where it's like, yeah, we're dating. Oh, okay, cool. Like, what do you guys have in common? And it's like two things max, but they fuck a lot, so it's fine. I had a I had a friend who met a guy at a party. They fucked like pretty much almost immediately. Then they started doing couple shit. So they started dating. And then the guy was bored of her and just wanted to hang out with his friends. And she was all in fucking tears because she's like, why are you taking me for granted? You don't take me seriously. Like, oh, what the fuck? Like, huh? And it's like, bro, he already piped. Like, you have nothing that he wants at this point. Like, what? Your charming personality? Apparently not. Like, you don't. I'm sorry, he didn't like you that much.
It happens.
Indeed.
Way too often.
That's what I was about
But
to
it
say. I
happens.
was about to say it happens.
It does happen. I'm just saying, like, I think people should avoid it happening, which is easier said
Well,
than done, of course.
yes, but again, people are dumb, especially when they're, horny.
Oh, absolutely. Listen,
So
I've been in the horny before. I know. Listen, I get it. I get it.
I've
Your
been
brain
in
stops
the
horny.
horny before.
that's a little sus how that was said. I've been in the horny.
I've been in the
Okay.
horny before. I understand all the bad ideas
I
start
know
to
this
sound very
horny
good.
you speak of.
The horny, I've had it. Been there, done that, right? But all the bad ideas start to seem a little bit better. The hornier you are, and you're like, cool, awesome. I'm just gonna like dive headfirst into this. I'm just saying, in the moments that you're not horny, avoid jumping into something because it looks really good.
Okay.
All right, good talk.
I was like, I can respect where we're going.
Life lessons.
I keep wanting to say something, but then I end up listening and I keep forgetting what I was going to say.
Go on. You have the floor, baby girl.
Again, keep forgetting.
Well,
Go back to like give me a little bit of what you just said, like a couple of lines. You're talking about a friend that went to bar. Oh yeah, because we're talking about appearances, right? We're talking like a friend went to like the party. Just oh yeah, because like personality's bland. Like
essentially.
Like one thing I was going to say with the whole like bland personality of like the types of individuals or women that's like all they do is watch Netflix and they don't expand anything outside of like their boundaries. What's I don't know if it'd be like sad or interesting that you find with those types of people. They also don't have a lot of friends. They also don't have a lot of experiences because of the fact that they're kind of like closing themselves off from like wanting to explore like new ideas, Also, what's interesting is there's also situations where you're gonna see like a super hot like chick dating like a super unattractive guy, and the guy like mistreats the girl, and you're like, why are you with him? And then she's like, because like this is the only guy that like would give me attention or something. Or it's a situation where like they couldn't find anyone, or this guy kept like asking, and they felt that like they were like because I've heard situations. Yeah, I've heard situations before that like they were worried that like they weren't going to be in a relationship because like they were getting older or some bullshit reason like that. So like this guy kept asking, so they were like, I might as well just like try, and then now they're stuck in like a 3 or like 5 year relationship with this like super toxic like bitch
Stuck is
ass
also
like
a word. It's like you can leave.
Yeah, but when it comes to
But that's what he's saying.
like,
They don't want to leave because they don't want to be alone.
Yeah, that. Oh man, I hate that mentality as well.
Well, there's a lot of things that go that like it's the same thing if you were to ask someone that's been in a like marriage for like 10 years. It's like divorce. It's like I'm already like this old, It's like
I
yes,
kind
it's
of
something that
feel
can
like that's a
happen.
little bit of brainwashing though. And like I say brainwashing, but like it's more of like I guess gaslighting, like just making them think, like, well, if you leave me, what do you even have? You don't have any money, I've always
Yeah.
supported you. Or,
I'm not
nobody likes you, you don't have any friends, they've never visited you, when in reality, like they were, actively trying to get rid of friends because I've had people hang out with me and like they actively try and get rid of my friends, or they're like, well, I don't really like them, or they're like, no, we already have plans, and like they just try and exclude my friends, which like kind of annoys me because if I'm doing something, I will always invite my friends with me, even if it was something that was supposed to be like exclusive.
I think to that, it's like when people use that against you of like, oh well, without me, what do you have? Or like I am like what made you essentially, right? That sort of things is like you're using something that is kind of like this person's weakness, and unfortunately, like there is a loneliness problem in the year
Loneliness
2025.
epidemic. Absolutely.
Yeah, like the whole thing of like I had to like dissect it a little bit more of like, well, I just don't want to be alone. As somebody who has spent a lot of time alone, and then you find somebody that you're like, wow, this feels really good. Like I have somebody, like I have somebody, you know, I wake up, send them a good morning text, or I could talk to them about whatever, and then like, you know, we have dates and we kind of care for each other, and we bond and we cuddle and all that stuff, and then that's cut off suddenly. The silence is a lot louder after that. And a lot of people, I would say even myself included, you like having that person. Look, I always put it like this. You remember when you were in high school or middle school or whatever the fuck, and your crush, you're texting your crush, and like, you know, it kind of like seemed like they like you too, and you're up until like 2 a.m. and you're kicking your little feet, texting them, giggling, blushing, all that shit, right? And you felt that little like rush in your heart. You're like, yeah, like this is my person. Oh my gosh, like it's like a nice little tango and stuff like that. When you don't have that, it sucks. Especially like if you have a person that you kind of like you have a dynamic with, like, you know, your own little jokes and stuff like that, and then one day you just have to stop, and then just kind of go back to like nothingness. Like the silence becomes a lot louder, and most people who end up in like some sort of relationship at least once that's like relatively good, once you get a taste of that life, it's kind of hard going back. Now, I'm not saying like, oh, you were in an abusive relationship, now you want to be in another abusive relationship. I mean more in the sense of like, if you met somebody that you truly liked and they liked you and it was a good relationship, I guess situationships exist in this day and age, or whatever, like you've bonded to this person, whether you like it or not, and then you have to sever that bond for whatever reason, take your pick. That'll like, that doesn't just go away. Like when you really like somebody, which I've been in the position of like, I really liked this person immensely, and then it just stops. You don't, it's not like, oh, like, yeah, I had a bit of a crush on this person, but like, oh well, it didn't work out.
No, but like
No,
genuine
like,
feelings.
yeah, like you have like genuine feelings for this person, and then you have to do the hard thing of
Letting go.
letting go. And the thing is, you don't let go. You don't fully let go. You can delete the pictures, and you can delete the number and the contact and all that stuff.
And
But like,
we started with phone sex, and we're here. All right, but keep going.
but I'm just saying, like,
Look,
this
you
this
just
person,
got a lot of feelings.
yeah, there's a lot there. These are things that I think about very frequently, but like this person doesn't just leave your mind. Like they're in the back of your mind every single fucking moment for a hot minute, and it'll get easier with time, but it doesn't like fully go away. Like you'll always remember like that one person that you're like, damn, if only I could have done things differently, even if it wasn't your fault or anything like that. Like it just, you're like, damn, like that shit was good, and then now I just have to like not do that anymore. You just kind of have to like take a step back and be like, well, I guess it's back to, I don't know, fucking doing my daily routine,
Just
going to
me.
work, and then yeah, especially like if you're not,
Imagine
if you don't
that.
have, if you have like a not so great life already, or not even not so great, but just like some sort of like mundaneness in your life, like you know, your job like kind of sucks, and all you do is just go home, go to the job, go home, go to the job, and you don't have that person anymore. It feels like you lost a very important support system, and everything like feels a lot harder mentally to kind of drag out. Like I remember, you know, I might have had like a very long day at work. It was very frustrating. Maybe I had to fucking deal with an annoying customer. But all that would be like washed away when I got to see this person. and hang out with this person and kind of just spend time with them, even if it was like an hour, 2 hours, or just 30 minutes. This
Mhm.
person had a way of just washing all those ill wills away like fucking
Mhm.
magic, because you genuinely like this person.
Yeah.
Um, and to not have that anymore, like, essentially, given the option, most people would be like, yeah, I want to be with that person. I don't want to be alone. I know some people are like, nah, single life, happy life, ha ha ha. No, I'm sorry, that's a very difficult thing to perfect. That's so when people are like, well, I don't want to be alone. I get it. I understand, because I don't want to be alone. I don't think,
Mhm.
realistically speaking, anybody wants to be alone. Sometimes you have to be, but
What? No, I'm
get
kidding.
get
I'm kidding. I get you though.
yeah, like sometimes you kind of just have to take it on the chin and like be alone. But given the option, most people would choose not to be alone. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck who you are. Like, unless like you're dedicated to the hermit life, you want somebody.
Yeah. And I think even the hermits have a reason for why they became like that. And I actually theorize a lot of them were because they had that person and then that person was no longer there for them. Whether,
Yeah.
they moved on to another person or they're like no longer on this realm of existence. I feel
Mhm.
like that's a lot of why they end up into being a hermit. But I will say that most most things, like you're 100% correct. As humans, we crave companionship and not just like that of friends. Like we look for that person.
Speak
Yeah,
for
and
yourself.
It
I'm
drives
kidding.
me crazy when people have more than one person, but
yeah,
them
and
do them.
and I told, I think it was Chris and John, or it might have just been Chris, but there was
Uh-huh.
a movie clip that I came across, and I forget what the movie's called, but it's a woman and a guy at a bar, and
Mhm.
the woman asked the guy, like, "Why do you get married?" And the guy's like, "Well, because you love the person or whatever, out of love, romance,
Mhm.
whatever." And she's like, "No, that's because you want to witness. You want to witness to your life." And marriage is essentially saying, like, hey, I'm going to commit myself to you and witness all your good and bad, and I'm going to be pretty much like right there alongside you, and you're going to know, you're going to feel like your life, there was somebody who it mattered to, and this person like stuck with you. And I thought, that's a perfect way to put it, of like love.
Because you can love someone
Love,
without marrying them. Is what you're saying.
yeah, you could love somebody without marrying them, but like
Mhm.
love, I think there's a bit of a romanticization of love in this day and age, where you have the butterflies, but every now and or everybody has the thing where the butterflies leave, and it's not just magic and rainbows every single fucking time. I think when it becomes truly like love is when you see the fault in this person, and you see their good and their bad, and you're like, I don't give a fuck. I still fucking want you. I want you as much as much as I wanted you the first day I saw you, and I'm gonna want you the same way until we fucking die. And it could be something as simple as like, yeah, this person snorts when they laugh. No, to some people, they're like, I don't like the way this person eats their food, or this person's
They could
very
be a
picky
serial
with their life.
killer.
Yeah, well, I mean, that
Oh,
might be a,
serial
a
killer.
hard one.
So down.
That might be a hard one, but it could be something as simple as like something that you would be like, wow, I don't typically find this attractive. I don't think it's necessarily appealing, but like this thing, this fault in this person makes them who they are, and I'm thankful for it. Like now, I can't. If this person were to leave my life, I would still appreciate those little moments or those little quirks or whatever, just the same. In fact, like, there's a lot of people who their spouse dies out of old age or something like that, and they're like, yeah, like, I would still give anything to just have them here with me. I want to hear that little snort they do when they laugh or whatever, and it's always like the little things, and that's when, like, when you can kind of like distinguish it between like, oh, I love you. Oh, but the feelings went away and doesn't feel the same way. So deuces, silly gooses. Versus, hey, you're a very, versus, wow, you're a very picky eater. Like you want to separate all your you want to separate your chicken tenders from your
But
fries from
you
the
cater
ketchup.
to them anyways because you know that's
Yeah,
what they like.
yeah, like you, that's what they like, and on top of that, like you appreciate it because that's part of
Part
who
of
they are.
them and who they are.
Yeah, and if it were done, let me put it like this: you know this person so well that if they did it differently, you'd be like, "What's this is unusual. This is weird. Like what's going on? It's not, like, are you mad?" If somebody leaves their routine, even if it pisses you off, you're like, "Wait, hold on. They didn't do this. They didn't say this. Like what's going on? What, like, is there a problem?" And there might be a problem, but
That's
you were
usually
able to
how
identify
I
it.
catch issues in my relationship. It's usually changing behavior.
Yeah, like you see a change in behavior, and it's like I'm not talking about like, oh, they usually take off their right shoe first and then their left, but today they took off their left instead of the right.
Why are
I'm
they
not talking about
ordering
that.
Why are they ordering a yes, yes, and no pizza?
Why?
Why did they say the pizza's armed and dangerous?
Wait. Today they ordered the
But
chicken tenders, but they said they hate chicken tenders.
Oh my god.
yeah, like it's stuff like that, but you can catch on very quickly. Um, and that I don't know. To me, I've never thought relationships or loving somebody is difficult per se. I know there's hardships in relationships. If you got to go like, I don't know, somebody's like in the military and they got to go overseas or some shit like there are hardships, absolutely 110%, and those things aren't always easy. But the concept of relationships and loving somebody and all that stuff, it's not rocket science. We all know the answers. Now, executing those answers is where we all kind of struggle with. For example, communication. Fuck me. We are all bad at communication. Some are better than others.
Whoa. Speak for yourself.
Hold on. Some are better than others. But somebody will always lack somewhere. Some people are like, well, you might need a little bit more tact.
Okay.
For example, I'm very direct and very blunt, and I
I've
don't
noticed.
always have the I don't always have the best tact when saying things. Other people might have fantastic tact, but are not very direct. They might be very subtle, maybe expect you to catch hints, and you just kind of have to like read between the lines. And for some people, they're not very good at that. And then that's, if you're kind of not on the same page or you don't really know how to communicate with this person, you start intersecting too many lines and everything kind of just goes
I'm
to
gonna
shit.
stop you there because I think that it's what you just said is super important. If you don't know how to communicate with that person, is where people fail. It's not that we suck at communication, because let me tell you, I could probably yap your ears off, but you got to know how to communicate with the person you're trying to communicate to.
Right.
Because, like, if I'm trying to talk to you, I have to understand, first of all, you're going to be very blunt and direct, and you're not intending to be mean. Like, that's not your intention at all. You just want to, get your point across.
Mhm.
Whereas I like to go ahead and think on what I'm going to say before I say it, because I don't want to come across as overly blunt, which I have been called by my siblings, because like they'll tell me something, and like
Mhm.
I'll just have like a really quick smart ass sounding response to it, and it's not that I'm trying to, it just comes naturally.
Yeah.
But because that's how I talk. But if I'm trying to talk to, someone else, and they're very much the type of people who you have to sugarcoat things, because if you say it too bluntly to them, they get offended. Like, it just depends on their communication style. Because then you have people who they can't formulate in words what they're trying to say, but they do it in gestures.
Yeah. Like not everybody's gonna write a fucking dissertation and pass it to the other person so they can grade it.
No,
It's
they're
gonna
just like,
be
oh, I'm accepting now.
yeah, like it's like you don't write a thesis on why you need to take out the trash more. it's not going to happen. Or like, hey, I want to hang out more. So you're not going to write a 10-page essay and pass it to this other person so they can read it. And, you better have like, double spacing, 12-point font, Times New Roman, annotated bibliographies, and like cited sources. You're not
You
going to
can't
do that.
chat GPT that.
Yeah, technically you can do that. I guess you could, hey, ChatGPT, write a 10-page essay so I can send it to my boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I think everybody knows that communication is key. Executing the communication is a little bit more tricky. But I don't think like relationships are hard because there is no communication. I think we just don't know how to necessarily articulate it in the best digestible sense of
That's what they just said.
yeah, like it's just I don't know. It's just something not
That's
complicated.
100% valid. I mean, like it's not complicated at all to have to be able to communicate with people. The problem is are you communicating in a way that they understand it and that you can actually like use? Because if you're again, I'm going to use myself as an example. If you're me and you'd like to go ahead and talk and like make sure that like your sentiment is completely understood, but the person you're talking to is a very silent type of person who's just like, you know what, like if you want something, like just do it, you know? Like if that communication like isn't understood, that they like if I'm telling them, hey, I want us to go out and, like go to the movies or go bowling. Like they want me to just say, hey, let's go, versus me trying to tell them, hey, I would like to go, but I don't want to like interfere with like whatever schedule you have going on or something like that.
Yeah.
Cut to
I'm like,
the chase,
maybe that's
basically.
me overthinking it, but
We're gonna say, Chris.
So you're saying like some people just want to cut to the chase.
yes.
And I think that as an autismo myself,
Sorry?
when people cut, when people are direct, like I understand it better. I don't like subtlety because I don't catch it very well, and I feel like when there's too much fluff around something that's like very like
Simple.
straightforward. Yeah, it's something very simple, but you have to put a lot of fluff because you think I'm going to be like, I don't know, because that's just kind of like how the
What
social
the fuck did you
etiquette
just say
is.
to me?
Like, it just be more direct. Like that, I'm not very good at catching when people are flirting with me. I don't.
Felt.
I'm not. Like
Felt.
it's like, like, oh well, they touch your shoulder. Well, could be friendly. Oh well, they laugh at all your jokes. Yeah, maybe I'm just really funny. Maybe I had a good streak today.
Have you met me?
Maybe I had a good streak today.
Yeah, I was I was 3-0. Like I'm doing pretty good today. They reach out to me. Maybe they just don't have many friends. There could be a whole myriad of reasons,
Never
but like
assuming that they're actually into you.
yeah, because I think also sometimes like your communication, well, more often than not, your communication style is also going to be like dependent on your past experiences.
Mhm.
If you had an instance where you thought a girl liked you and then you're like, oh yeah, I want to go on a date, and she's like, ew, no, I see you like a brother.
Yeah, you're like, I ain't never doing that again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I shouldn't stop you.
Yeah, like you think, man, this fucking sucks. I look like a fool. I'm embarrassed. And you kind of just think to yourself, I'm not doing this again. Like I'm not gonna assume because you don't know. Some people, yeah, they'll do all the fucking
wrong. I'm not a handsome boy.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You shouldn't let fear consume you. And
yeah,
you shouldn't let anything consume you, because there's both positive and negative things that could consume and corrupt you. Just
Yeah,
because you devote your life to something, or you want your entire life to be about something, that doesn't mean that it's not wrong just because it's a positive thing.
yeah. I think fear has its place. It's when it overcomes like every single decision. Like for example, I think some fear of assuming that every girl that fucking is nice to you likes you. I think that's fair. Like
That's not
I don't.
That's not
So that's
fear. That's just
fear?
more of like, are you, logically, how are you interacting with the people around you? You don't need fear to stop you from like going up to every girl and like harassing them. That's just more of like etiquette in social interactions.
Well, I mean more so of like you go to Starbucks and you get a coffee, and the girl like she's like, "Oh, what's your name?" And my name, well, my name is Monkey Man, and she writes
Okay.
Monkey Man, and then she puts like a little heart right next to it.
That
That
bitch, she's trying to get a tip. I get you.
she might be just trying to get a tip, and you're like, "Oh, I can give her a tip or whatever." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I
there are
say all
people.
that.
No, I don't mean like you're saying that, but I mean like there are people like that who's like, oh, she put a heart right next to my name. She wants my cock. Like it's done. I'm just gonna fucking ask her out, and she's like, I'm a lesbian, dude. Just something. I'm just nice. I write a heart on everybody's thing. I think it's valid to like not assume.
You're not. You gotta understand what Drake taught us. It's just I'm a lesbian. You just gotta say, "Girl, me too."
Oh no.
But it also depends on the space. So, for example, like if you're on a dating app, well, this is not a surefire way, but if you're on a dating app and somebody likes you, you can assume that they're attracted to you, so you can like engage in the flirting. If you're at like Walmart, that's a little bit more tricky. You know, if you're at a club and somebody starts talking to you,
You shouldn't
and
even
they're
pick up
like,
people at Walmart in the first place.
what I mean is like you're talking to the cashier, and she's like, "Oh, I really like your hair. It looks really good today," and you're like, "Oh, thanks." I
Thank you. My
can't.
mom did it.
Never. You should never say that.
Ted.
But I'm just saying, like, I can't assume that she's down to fuck. You know, I have
Well,
to
why?
assume that she's just being friendly.
Well, you should. Well, yeah. What you're saying is basically what I'm just going to say. You should never assume anyone is down to fuck, but also, like, you shouldn't. It isn't the way that things go about is that individuals become friends first and then they fuck after like a couple of like maybe months or like a year of interaction with each other. Like you get to know who the person is before you actually start to
Sir, have you
like,
seen what year we're in?
huh?
So I think before it was a lot. Yes, it did work a lot like that, mainly because you didn't really have
Before.
dating.
I
You
also
didn't
want to
have,
give a quick disclaimer that we are way
Hmm.
past an hour. But you
Oh,
can
shit.
keep going until you're done.
I was also gonna say I do need to leave in about like 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll try to make this quick. But
Try to
before,
make this quick. You're not gonna make anything quick. You got 10 minutes. That's it.
well, whatever. We'll ham fist it. Before, yes, it was a lot simpler because you didn't have as much social media, let alone dating apps. But usually, how it would work before is that you would have friends, or it would be at work, where you would have a coworker that you're kind of attracted to. You know, you guys talk a lot, whatever. Might exchange phone numbers, or the alternative was like you met them at school, or you have a friend who has a mutual friend of a friend, and you guys hit it off, and then you go from there. Now it's a lot more fucking complicated because you have access to dating apps, so you have access to pretty much anybody within a fucking 100-mile radius from you. Sometimes even other countries. You have the social media is a lot more open, so pretty much anybody could reach out to you. And not, but even with that being said, there's a lot of isolation. So, for example, if you don't go to the clubs or bars or whatever, you don't really like party. The only places that you can really meet somebody authentically is either via mutual friends, work, school, and even then, like that's hit or miss. That's not a surefire way.
What about ChristianMingle.com and the millions of marriages that they've secured?
Yeah, you can meet them there too.
Yes.
I mean, you know, absolutely, you can meet them there. I think. I don't know. I've never used Christian Mingle, so I can only speculate.
How can you doubt it if you haven't tried it?
I don't know.
I feel like you could say that for everything.
You're right. You're right. Cock as well.
That's true.
That's
Yeah,
not what
I
I was.
guess.
That's not what I was getting at. But okay.
I was about to ask that
You,
too, but
you know, I
yeah,
feel
I
like
mean,
having my own cock. I could safely assume that I don't need to try cock.
Valid. Everybody just got quiet.
I mean, there have been like marriages. There have been like really healthy marriages that have occurred from individuals who've met at like places that a lot of people interact with each other at. Like, I'm sure there's been lots of healthy, happy marriages that have occurred with people that have met at like places like concerts, like EDC Ultra, or just like an ADC concert, or even places like the club. You know,
I
it's
think it's
just that like,
impossible. I just
well,
think for most people it's improbable.
well, it happens is the thing. So it might be impossible for the people that don't go to those places or that don't like those activities, but individuals, it does occur.
Yeah. Once again, like here's the thing. I know there's people on dating apps. Like I've heard of it. Actually, my mom has a friend who met her current husband and are having, I think, their second child, and they met on a dating app. But if you go on Tinder right now, you're probably not finding wifey
Also,
anytime soon.
how mature are the individuals that you're interacting with? Because, like, you know, maturity, age, and also like social background and like culture really depends on a lot. Because you could look at the people that have had healthy, successful marriages that have met at places like concerts and clubs, and their maturity
Oh,
matches with the person that they're interacting with. You know,
yeah, for sure. I think once again, it's not impossible. It's just improbable. For example,
for you
if
or for like people,
for people just in general,
but it
like if
happens.
it does happen. I'm not negating that, but more often than not, you're not getting married to your Tinder match that you fucked on a Tuesday. More than likely, right? You know, you met this person, you went on like 2 dates, you fucked. I'm
Gotta be
not
the person you
expecting
meet
y'all
on
to.
a Wednesday.
Yeah, you might be a person that you meet on a Wednesday, or maybe not. For example, if you're in a college campus and you got Tinder, you're not dating to marry. You're
Probably
trying to
not.
fuck. Yeah, like I do agree that it depends on the maturity, the age, basically the demographic of the area. But for the most part, if you live in the downtown area and you're on Tinder, you're gonna find a lot of people who are more down to fuck than
Oh
to
yeah, I
marry.
mean like it's because of like the culture that people use Tinder for. Like
Right.
they don't. No one uses Tinder to get married. People use Tinder like to purely fuck.
Yes,
Anyone that says like they
but I'm sure there's somebody out there who found their wife or husband on Tinder. I don't
No,
think it's
absolutely.
impossible.
Around when it
yeah.
first came out, obviously, like before all the like sex craze people went on it, it was. I would say it was pretty functional.
You mean the children?
Well, no, I'm talking about like when it like first dropped.
Yeah,
Uh,
but when Tinder was still in its early stages, it was a legit, like, it's a dating app. It was a dating app. Like, you're there to date and meet people to date. Now what Tinder is trying to find somebody who's down to fuck. Now if a relationship comes out of that, amen. But if not, okay, we can like fuck or maybe go on a date and then you're like, I don't really like this person because their eye twitches every 26 seconds. Like, it's just shit like that. You're gonna find a lot more shallow people who don't really give a fuck about who you are on Tinder than, I don't know, fucking school, or I guess. But like you said, it does depend on the maturity and the age and the area. Like, I imagine like in the Amish areas, if they had Tinder, they would probably be like, "Oh, hey Jebediah, you're looking kind of handsome today. Want to get married?" I'm sure that's a like a viable option. But if you're like on a college campus and you're like part of like a frat, and you're just trying to like date within the area, more often than not, you're gonna find people who you just are just trying to like have a good time, like just have a fucking session. Um, Once again, not impossible, just improbable.
That's valid. I would agree. It's not likely to happen, but it could.
Yeah, like I've met people that I'm like, wow, I'm willing to date you, and I've met them on dating apps. I've gained feelings for them and stuff like that. But they, if I had to put like a number on it, I think the time in between people that I've spoken to that I've like genuinely considered a relationship, they're like months, if not years apart.
Mhm.
It's not like, oh, I just met like 10 different people and I'm considering dating all 10 of them, and I've met them each all within like a span of like 4 weeks. It's usually like I just met somebody, I kind of like them, and then like it didn't work out. The next person that you're gonna be like, oh man, I really like this person, I'm really considering dating them. That's not gonna come until like much later on. Now,
Mhm.
I'm also speaking from my perspective. Like it's very far in between where you're gonna find somebody that you genuinely like on a very fundamental level, where you're like, I think I want to date this person. I need this person.
Mhm.
Because more often than not, you're gonna get the people who are good looking but they're bland, or you're just not
Images.
attracted to this person. It's just kind of like a numbers game.
Mhm.
I think you need to stop using Tinder.
Oh, I don't use. I got banned off of Tinder back in 2020, so I don't use
Oh.
Tinder. Yeah,
Oh right,
but
use Hinge right now.
yeah, well, I'm not now, but yeah, Hingewood I would say is the one that I've used the most. But even then, like, I don't have to be on Tinder to tell you Tinder's just for fucking, basically.
Yeah, I don't need to be on Tinder to tell you that either. I mean, I don't need to tell you. I don't even need to be on most dating apps to tell you that.
Yeah.
Like,
Um. Yeah.
Alright.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna use that. Oh, you're gonna say something else? Go.
I was gonna say like two last things. Vlad already said something, but do you guys know anyone who has gotten married, and how did they meet that person?
I can't drop names, but I know how one of our friends met their wife.
It was through school.
Yeah, I mean, you know them too.
Yeah, I know. Like what? Like I'm saying, like reach far deep into your mind, like someone that like we don't know, like possibly maybe like a cousin or something.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. It was still through school. A lot of it is through school. I'm gonna say.
I have a friend that you know marrying someone because they met them online on a video game.
I felt like that's where you were about to go.
Yeah, brother. My elder brother has met a lot of people through clubs, and he has two children of two different people that he's met through clubs. Uh, and then my second brother, I think he's met his current girlfriend through friends from concerts that he has orchestrated.
Concerts that he has orchestrated.
Yeah, like he sets up, like he has his band was playing, so he went there because his band was playing, and then he also frequents the same club that his band plays because of the fact that his band plays there, so he wants to see other bands. And that's how he met his current girlfriend that he's been with. Oh, I'm sorry, his current fiance. He's marrying her.
Oh.
Okay, valid. I see. I see the point you're driving. Vlad, you ever think of meeting up with a Negro?
You guys,
Yeah. The day that I find one, I'll let you know.
you guys ever think about giving that 4chan like that 4chan dating site a try?
Oh my god, bro!
No.
I haven't opened that. I haven't opened that again.
I
That's
haven't. Yeah.
the people there were a little wild. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Being very
I let's just say like you're like, wow,
Alright.
these people are really unhinged. But
Yeah,
anyways.
they all seem like they got some stuff loose.
Damn.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Uh,
surprised if they were a school shooter.
or a goddamn Nazi.
Or an
That too.
incel.
Yeah,
Or
or that
yeah,
too. Femcells are weird.
All of the above.
Femcells are weird, dude. Like, how the fuck do you become a fucking femcell? Or like,
Not a, well, okay. I have no
huh?
clue. I don't know. I just wanted to throw, female friendly term out there technically.
Just like it reminds me about how apparently there's a word being thrown around called like girl failure, which is just like supposed to be, I guess, a terminally online like chick. In comparison to like how there are these guys out here that are also terminally online and like how they for some reason become like incels, and it's just like, where are your parents? why are you online spouting about like how one gender is worse just because like you couldn't find any sort of like either relation or friendship with a female? I don't know. I think it's important to have like understanding of like different cultures and also like people. It's good to have female friends, especially when they tell you about how to interact with your current love interests, or just like, when you want to ask them questions of like, am I the asshole in the relationship, or like, what should I do now? I don't understand what she's doing,
Yeah.
But I have to
Okay.
I have to turn off my computer and run. So if anyone wants to give an outro, you got like 10 seconds.
Thank you for tuning into Socially Unsocial. We have a pretty long episode here. I don't know if it's because we have a guest star because we started rambling, or a little bit of both. So we're at a clean 2-hour mark, but that's fine as long as everyone enjoys the conversation. We'll see you. Oh wait, sorry, Bunny. Give a little outro since you're a guest, and then I'll end it right there.
Yeah, no, this was fun, to be honest. So I guess I will look into this later.
Valid. And then, there we go. Everyone, take it easy since we're running out really long time.